We know what we need to do to reach fire, but where's our motivation? Can we hack our motivation? I think so. Let's figure this out. To figure out our future, we're going to look for clues in our past about what motivates us and what doesn't motivate us. I mean, when I look at my own past, why wasn't I motivated to make sound decisions, especially when I had all the information that I needed to make good financial decisions, and I just didn't do it? So let's turn back the clock to my 20s and how I didn't have that motivation, but how later in life I was able to find other events in my life where I was motivated, and how I used those events in my past to hack my motivation and reach my fire goals to retire early. At 20 years old, I remember starting my first job that would be my first real job that would end up being a 20-year career. And right when I started, they had the option of contributing to a 401k, and they had a company match. So they passed out these charts. It was an investment chart that showed the power of compound interest. I mean, it was intriguing. Here's Ben, who puts in $2,000 a year, well, between 19 and 26. So he invests $16,000. And then Arthur, who invests $2,000 a year from age 27 to 65, he ends up investing $78,000. And Ben, who just invested from 19 to 26, he ends up with $2.3 million when he's 65. Arthur, he invested $78,000 from 27 to 65. And what does he have to show for it at 65? $1.5 million. So Ben, who invests $62,000 less than Arthur, he ends up with $756,830 more at 65. Compound interest, it's amazing. So why didn't I go all in? I mean, I contributed to my 401k, but I didn't go gangbusters. I think I was too interested in what was going on around me. I could use that money to go out. I could use that money, I mean, I was dating at the time, so I spent money on dates, movies, dinner. How do we find that motivation? I think we have to look in other areas of our life. Where have we been motivated to actually accomplish something? To finish it? The motivation to make that big move. So I'll look into my past. It's 2001. We're in Sacramento, California at the time. Sunday afternoon. We go to my favorite Mexican restaurant, sitting there having tacos. Out the window, there's the back of the pack runners from California International Marathon. And watching those back of the pack runners, for some reason, I just felt compelled. I wanted to do that. I wanted to complete a marathon. Just something in me, I just had this drive. I wanted to do it. So why did I want to do a marathon? I think it's just because not very many people complete a marathon. Maybe I have something in me that wants to do what other people haven't done. So I started running. And at first, I couldn't run a mile without stopping. My body just was like, nope, not gonna happen. But within probably a week or two, I was able to run that first mile without stopping. And by that summer, I was running 3 to 5 miles a day, 3 to 4 days a week. I was ready. So I found a plan, a marathon training plan that promised me if I followed this plan, I'd be able to run 26 miles, 380 feet. I think it's 380 feet. A year after those tacos, I'm at the starting line. I step off the shuttle bus that took me to the starting line, and rain is blowing sideways. Like, what the heck am I doing? But I was gonna run a marathon. I hit the half-mile mark. I'd only run a half mile. And I'm not a touchy-feely emotional person, but that hit me. I got emotional thinking, here I'm running a marathon. Something I wanted to do. I just felt so excited inside, but I was just like, I couldn't believe it. I couldn't believe I was there. I had this goal that I had been working on for over a year. Right at about probably 17 and a half, I pulled a quad muscle.
Oh.
Excruciating pain. I didn't fall, but I stumbled and I had to stop for a while. I tried to stretch it out, tried to just work out the pain. It wasn't going away. But by this point, I was determined. I had less than 10 miles to go. So I walked, hobbled, slow jogged. I finished that marathon. And by the time I crossed the finish line, 5.5 hours later, the sun was shining. But I had done it. I had completed my first marathon. What was that motivation? I think it was having that goal, a good plan, and a deep desire to finish that marathon. That's where that motivation came from. At this point, I look at my life when I discovered fire. The difference between, obviously I was older by then. I wasn't a 20-year-old punk kid that wanted to spend money on girls and cars. Just like that marathon, we had a goal, we had a plan to get there, and we had a deep desire to retire early. Everyone's motivated in different ways, so if you want to find that motivation in yourself, look at other areas of your life where you've had a goal and you've been motivated to do it. What gave you that motivation? Use that. In my first marathon, in our pursuit of fire, I had a goal. I had a no questions asked plan, and that gave me the motivation to accomplish it. Make big moves. And if you want to see a money saving hack that'll help you save money without feeling the pinch, just watch this video here. Thanks for watching.